What's up guys, it's Beachbody again, and I'm bringing you a video today to talk about delt training. So recently I've had a little bit of a switch up with my training, and I've changed my training split and my routine quite a bit. I'm going into the second phase of my off season now. I'm trying to clean up my diet a little bit, lose a little bit of the excess weight I don't really need, while still trying to grow some good quality muscle tissue. So my training has changed quite a bit, but I have had this week to just kind of take it back a notch, chill out a little bit before phase 2 begins. So I thought a great way to do that would be to add a little bit of fun to the mix for a week while still keeping it relatively intense. So this week I decided to try Chris Bumstead's delt workout. Now, I'm not a guy who typically trains one body part at a time. I've not done a bro split since I started training, which was like 5 years ago. So this was really interesting for me to get into because I don't know about you guys, but this isn't really the kind of technique that I would usually go for. This isn't the kind of training I would usually do. So it's quite interesting to learn some different techniques, what Mr. Olympia Classic Physique gets to really, really nail his physique. I'm traditionally used to doing more of a legs push-pull split, so it's interesting to see what he actually does. Because I did find out recently that a lot of the videos he puts up on his channel are actually his legit training workouts. And that's not common for someone of his reputation. Sometimes they are a bit of a doctored workout. They are slightly altered in the information that they're giving you because they don't really want you to know what they actually are doing. But the more I follow into Chris Bumstead's life, the more I learn about the guy, the more I watch him, I just think, damn, this is a genuine guy. And honestly, I do think I've learned a lot from watching him. So tell me what you guys think of anyway of what I do. Have you tried his workout? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're at it, like the video and subscribe if you've not already, because I need the support, boys and girls and everyone in between. So the session starts nice and simple with a plate loaded shoulder press. Nice and easy. I started off with 1 plate. I went to 2 plates and then I went to 3 plates. Oh my Lord. This was intense before I knew it. I typically only usually go for around 12 to 15 reps on my first 2 sets as a warm-up, and then I drop it to 8 to 10 reps usually, or to 6. But what I've started doing the last few weeks is I made sure I really reach my rep goal that I've already predetermined on my plan. So for instance, if it's too heavy, the weight that I'm lifting, and I'm supposed to get 8 to 10 reps, and I can only lift 5, I'm gonna drop the weight and do almost like a drop set. If I need to, I'm gonna drop it again. I'm gonna do everything that I need to make sure I get it done, to finish the set on the reps I'm meant to get. Because that's what the training plan was designed for. I'm doing that amount of reps with as much intensity I can to really make sure that I put that stress on the muscles I'm intending to train. That's how you get results. That's the whole point. I got to the end of this exercise and it killed me off completely. Typically, I wouldn't do a plate loaded shoulder press and the dumbbell shoulder press in the same workout because I do find that one kind of takes away from the other in terms of strength and my overall stamina in the workout. But obviously, it is on Chris's plan, and whatever CBUM says, I do. He's the boss. So the second exercise was, a dumbbell shoulder press. And the incline on the bench, I did make sure to match as close as possible to the bench he was using in the video on his channel. I really wanted to imitate the workout as much as I could to really get the feel for it. I started with my typical weight of around 40 kilo dumbbell to start with. I went for around 10 reps. Then I did go a little bit higher, 44 kilo dumbbells, and then I did drop the weight down to a 34 kilo dumbbell just to make sure I got a good contraction in there, trying to avoid the devils on my shoulder there telling me to lift heavy weights, because that's how you get injured for 1, and that's not bodybuilding for 2. Bodybuilding is contracting and stimulating growth, not just lifting from A to B. That's powerlifting. I might be chunky right now, but I ain't a powerlifter. Don't listen to anyone who says I am. They're haters, bro. Third exercise on the plan, can I just stop and say I'm actually really impressed at how simplistic this plan is, yet how effective it is at the same time. I was expecting some weird, crazy shit, but honestly, I just got a standard training program that was easy to follow. It was nice and easy, followed the basic principles of the most important rules of bodybuilding, and it felt great. I got a great pump, it hurt, and it'll get great results. Hi. The exercise. The exercise I'm specifically talking about, of course, you probably guessed it already, the dumbbell side raise, the lateral raise, classic for bodybuilding. Amazing movement. Really isolates the side delt really well. Brings a little bit of the front delt in depending on how far forward you bring the movement. If you tend to lean a little bit forward and bring your arms somewhere in between a front raise, full on side raise really strict, if you're somewhere in the middle, you'll get a really nice contraction and a really nice pump. And it looks good for the camera too, so it's a bit of a win-win. except when you do what I do and don't ask someone to check your form on the camera and then you cut half your head off. Did that a few times today, but we'll ignore that. First time with a tripod, guys, don't hate. Did 3 sets on that exercise. I did 12 to 10 reps on each set, depending on their weight. I did increase the weight from 12 to 14 to 20 kilo dumbbells. Wow, that's actually quite a big jump when I think about it. Whoops. Good thing I'm fine. It worked. One thing I noticed about this workout is emphasis on the pump is outstanding. Like usually, obviously I incorporate negatives and I squeeze my sets and I squeeze all the reps that I do. But seriously, I don't know if it's just the way this workout was set up, but I got an amazing pump. I've not had a shoulder pump like that for a while. I've actually not felt my shoulders that much for a while. Well, you know, I'll take some tips from this workout and hopefully that'll change in future. I followed that exercise up then with a very similar movement, but slightly bent, holding the rail on a cable side raise. Now, I lean a little bit to one side there, just like CBUM does in the video, and hold onto the handle to really get an emphasis on the stretch at the bottom. So in this exercise, just like CBUM does in his demonstration on his video, I held the handle tight, I leant to one side very, very slightly, and I really pulled that cable right up, just like a dumbbell side raise, and I really emphasized the stretch at the bottom, just to really isolate my shoulder, yet again, isolate my middle delt. I did 3 sets of that. I did the first 2 sets for 10 reps. I did the 3rd set for 8 reps because I got a bit too big for my boots and I went a little bit too heavy. But like always, I made sure to get perfect reps out or as close to perfect as I could in terms of form. So I did still get 8 reps and that was quite good. I've not done that exercise for quite a long time. I do have a bit of a funny left shoulder. I've had it for a few years, ever since I injured it on a Smith squat. Long story. And I've never really felt my left shoulder the same way. I've not got the same mind to muscle contraction. It just doesn't seem to get pumped the same. It doesn't feel the same when I'm lifting, especially with one arm. Perhaps that's just in my head, or perhaps it's partly just in my head, or perhaps it's fully in my head. I don't know, but it just never seemed to be the same as it was, and it doesn't seem to be the same as my right shoulder. But in this workout, especially when I looked in the mirror, I really didn't see much difference between my 2 shoulders, and that really made the workout just that little bit better. Following on from that exercise, I finished off that session with a reverse pec deck for my rear delts. I did 3 sets of this. I found the right spot for me. Obviously, some people decide to put the seat at different levels depending on your height and where you really feel the contraction in your rear delts the best. And I found that this was the best place for me to put it. I got a nice flow with the reps and really made sure to squeeze the reps at the top as well. I did this for 3 sets and I think I did 10 or 12 reps depending on the set. That was the end of the weights for the workout. And like I said, because I'm in the 2nd phase of my off season now and I'm trying to still build while still building quality lean tissue as much as I can, I have reincorporated cardio into the split, which is something that regrettably has been missing from my plan for a few months. So ever since just after I finished my last prep and competed in my first show, I did fall off the wagon a little bit with cardio, except for walking places. But I have incorporated it back into my training now in the gym, and I have been doing either the Stairmaster, the bike, or the treadmill. 15 minutes post-workout, nothing too crazy, quite a high intensity, but only for 15 minutes each workout. When I combine that with the walking to and from the gym every day, I'm really getting enough cardio in. Remember, always 140 minutes of cardio a week at least. That's all your body needs. If you can do more, that's amazing, but that's just enough to keep your body healthy. That workout finished me off and it's great. Like I always say, not every workout will work the same for everyone. And you might want to go away and try this workout. And I think for me, it felt great, but I wouldn't do it all the time because I prefer workouts to be tailored to my goals and my body parts. I have weaknesses. Perhaps CBUM doesn't have the same areas of body part weaknesses that I do. That's why he's the best in the world. I think a training plan tailored to me would benefit me more than copying what's on someone's YouTube channel. But who knows, if you're a beginner, it's the perfect place to start and learn and really start to understand why we do what we do. So yeah, I'm ending this video here, guys. Like, subscribe, comment down below to tell me what you think of the video and if you've tried any of CBUM's workouts and what do you think? Did they work for you? Did they feel great? Or do you not really like the way they set out? Do you not feel great for you? I'll see you guys in the next video.